Hello, designers, football fans, and random viewers alike. Today we're going to be looking into the NFL's fantasy app once more because my Commissioner Oscar, has decided that the trade deadline is this week. And I am the holder of Cooper Kupp. And if you know anything about football, is that Cooper Kupp right now is the Leonardo DiCaprio of stats, right? He is coming through hot. And people are coming left and right for me to trade him to their team. And to be quite frank, it's a little intimidating. And the biggest issue is that the NFL app itself is not the greatest data visualization software. So me as a UX designer, we're gonna try to come up with some good UX resolves for this and see if we can come up with something sick and easy for us to be able to trade Cooper Kupp to the right person for the right deal that's going to help my team. So let's take a look at the app as it is right now. And as time of recording right now, it is Thursday Night Football, and I am getting my bum handed to me by my homie Johnny. So middle fingers to that boy right now, but hopefully my team will come back up. But there's this other guy named Luis who's been just throwing me all these just not so great deals for Cooper Kupp, but I know that guy really wants Cooper Kupp, so maybe I'm gonna throw something at him. So as the app is right now, it's kind of hard to visualize based off somebody's team. So if I imagine I can go to league and go on to a person's team and be able to see just who's exactly good on their team at this very moment. But unfortunately, you have to go through weeks. The hierarchy of this is based off the weeks. So you go to person to weeks, and then from weeks you can go on to the players, or you just go from person to players and then look at their stats individually, which is kind of just a pain. You know, it's kind of difficult to get an understanding of who has who. And who you can trade for if you have to go through this 3-step process. So maybe we could come up with something where we can see who is good at that time, right? Like I'm trading for my best player. I want to know who your best player is. Like if you're gonna get Cooper Kupp, the guy that has the best stats in like the history of NFL fantasy app, then I should know who your best players are, and then that way it'd be fair, right? I want fair. I want freedom. I want fair. I'm an American, damn it. So this is what we're going to solve for. We want to be able to make a way to easily analyze a competing player's roster to be able to make an informed trade quickly. All right, so let's get started with this UI. Because we're analyzing a competitor, we have to start off from the player's profile, because the profile itself is what's actually flawed here. This team's profile is just a roster, and it doesn't even give you the scores of that week. Like for example, this is week 8, and that's a week that already passed, and it's still giving like the best guesstimations that they of the stats, but not the actual stats that they performed. So that's not useful for the user, and that's something that we should be getting rid of. In fact, this is something that we should reconsider completely, right? So let's go ahead and start hiding some of this stuff. We could probably thehub.com. Come on, Louise. Show some class, my friend. Show some class, really. We all know what you're referring to there. That's sick, Louise. That's. I think it's not a very good use of real estate, this app. You know, I get that they have their ad there, so maybe we can steal a good. One of the biggest issues I find sometimes is that people just want to throw ads in places, and they don't really think about if the ad will look cool there, right? Like for example, they want to throw the Caesar's Palace there, but I think it's kind of cooler when it's smaller. Like look at that, that looks sexy, man. What are they doing over there at GM? One thing that I find interesting is that they have the name on the top and they have the name on the bottom. And, you know, I kind of want to ask y'all, how do you guys feel about that? It's the repeating of the title. It's and this is something that was there in the screen before. I'm kind of just following that because I don't want to think about that too much. But what do you think about that? Leave your responses in the comments. Let us know. Argue about that. So Back to the big thing that we're trying to do is checking out a player's roster and to be able to make an informed trade quickly, right? So one of the things we should consider is maybe best performers. I want to have their current screen next to it so I kind of have an idea of how they're like handling the players and stuff. So it's kind of useful when you have these like that. So maybe we won't separate completely from the way they handle that. Bear with me since I don't know where that I can't copy exactly the fonts they use. I'm using Univer, but obviously I'm not gonna go too deep into looking for their font. I do this for fun, and I don't make money off of this, so chill out. And then I think they have some issues with their typography, but I'm not gonna get into that too much. But oh my god, no! I'm having a bad time with Sketch. Sketch, you suck, bro. I should be using Figma anyways. I don't know why I'm using this paid software. If anything, we should make it so that this is something that they could edit. Like, we want to be top performers first, healthiest players. Did they use the arrow anywhere else here? Okay, yes, there we go. So we got to copy this arrow. I like to copy a lot of the arrows that they're already using, right? So we make this a little smaller. Yeah. Oh, we'll see that gray. Nope, we're not gonna do that. Sometimes you gotta try stuff out, but if it don't work, it don't work, man. You just gotta let it go. The cards are really important. We need to be able to see how good this player is. How long has he been good? Is he consistent? Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, everything else is covered. His position is there, their ranking, the team they play for, and their name. That's all there, and those are like all the only other things that are important. But the things that are missing are how many points do they score the last few weeks? How many games have they been absent? And what's it look like for this week, right? So there's certain things that need to be glanceable. Not all of that needs to be glanceable, and obviously you're able to go inside their actual profile to see all the information you need. But there's information here that's really missing that we need to be able to have. I think it's important to see the last 3 weeks points. Then this way if they were injured at any point in the last 3 weeks, or if they're kind of going through a dry spell. So this is an easy way to be able to see how they're doing so far, yeah? Okay, so we can even put like the whole injured here. If you're somebody that's just watching casually because you're more on the design side and you're more interested in the UX side, something you should know is that this guy, Christian McCaffrey, actually gets injured a lot. And I'm not making it up that he was injured probably week 8 and 7. But so it's something to consider and something that I think users should know. I'm trying to be true to the design, to the aesthetic design of the app, but there's just some stuff that I don't think works, and could be used for it. So look at that right there. So we know that what projected points, whatever, something like that. I don't know, whatever. We know how much the people are expecting him to make, and we know how much he's made recently, right? Let's just make that. We'll make that the differentiator for that. I know for some people they might say, well, this is a little too much information. But the reality is that we, as a user, want to see the stats. We want to see the stats. We don't, unless you're a huge fan of football, and I know a lot of people are huge fans of football, but even if you are, you rather be able to see somebody's actual points, like what they've actually been doing. You know, how or has somebody been injured? Yeah, I'm looking for a running back, but are they injured? You know, so this way we can sort through performers. If you're able to sort through based off your needs, right? I'm looking for a running back. I'm looking to replace a running back. I'm looking to replace a tight end. I want to see who are your best performers. I want to see who's okay but hasn't got injured recently. You know, healthiest players. You can sort through that, and being able to see someone's history quickly, that's going to be super useful, because the way it works right now, you have to tap on a person's profile, and then click into stats as opposed or read their overview. And that's kind of annoying. That's hella annoying. I could look at somebody's stats like okay, for the past few weeks, this guy's been trash. I don't need to see if he's been trash all season. He's been trash the past few weeks. That's it. That's all I need to know, you know? Or like, oh, this guy's been killing it these past few weeks. Maybe I should check his stats. That's it. That's it, you know? And it might seem like a lot of info right here, but when you go into somebody's profile, you're actively looking for how their players are doing. You don't need all this information when you're in the matchup. You don't need that information during a matchup. When you need it is when you're trying to trade, and when you're trying to trade is when you're looking into people's profiles. Okay, so now I want to do something here with this flow. So when you actually choose a player, I don't think that there's that many issues with this. I don't like that you go from overview to stats. Maybe there's a way to combine those two together, but I don't find it to be that big of an issue if we're showing some of the stats in the other screen, right? I just feel like it's so much more useful to be able to like on here also be able to make decisions like that, right? So based off their performance or something, like you want to give the user the opportunity to be able to choose how to look at things, right? Because that really does affect your decision making. And how, you know, I don't want to give somebody the opportunity to do their research that way and then take it away in the most important time, right? When they're actually proposing the trade, because proposing trades can be very uncomfortable. You know, it's nerve-wracking, right? You're throwing something at somebody like, hey, you down for this or what? Like, you know, and so it can be nerve-wracking, and I want to give users power, you know. I don't want to take it away. So here we are. Shout out to the users. Shout out to everybody on the NFL app. Okay, so this is how it would look there. And then from here you'd be receiving, and I like this better for that. It makes sense, you know, since you're already locked in on those. But then you have your own players. I think there might be, you know, a better way to handle spacing, and I think there might be a better way of handling this, like the receiving, how you separate the receiving players from the players that you have. But check this out. This way you select a player from trade-in, and if you want to select another player, you still have all the quick glanceability of their most current stats, right? And you can select another player and you continue, and then from there you can also see the most current stats of your own players, and you could sort by their starters, and just overall things like that. This is probably gonna be less the sorting feature is gonna be a lot less common in your own in your own players, because you know your players, right? You've been living with them for weeks now. You live with them for weeks now. So you know who you want to get rid of, and that's not the biggest deal. But you know, being able to compare points might be useful, and in fact, it might be even useful to still have the points here, so then you could see it right there. Like, okay, I'm trading Tom Brady, who on average gives me 20 points, for Christian McCaffrey, who is going to give me 20 points as well. You know, why would you trade a quarterback for a running back? I don't know. I'm not you, but I'm just saying it would be useful there, right? To know that. But yeah, this is how I think that it should be solved. I think that glanceability is important, and I think that this would provide a lot more power and confidence to the user when they're trying to trade for somebody in this app. But but that's just what I think. What do you think, my friends? Did I miss anything? Is it too bulky? Is there too much information going on? And did I not think of negative use cases? I'm sure I didn't think of negative use cases. There might be a better way to solve it. Maybe you can tell me how I should solve it. Maybe you can say that I don't know a thing about UX design, but I tell you what, if you comment, I might user test this. I might take this to a bar. I might ask some of the boys to take some shots and tell me what they think. Let them play around. Thanks again for watching, and I'll be back. And I'll let you know how this trade goes.